because my wife knows how to communicate. The most important thing we can do in life is to laugh. If you don't laugh, you're going to die. And even if you do laugh, you're going to die. So doesn't it make sense to laugh? My grandfather, who sadly is no longer with us, used to say to me, you weren't old until you looked at the menu more than you looked at the waitress. And right up until 80 years of age, a pretty face had turned his head. And my grandmother never seemed to mind. Her attitude was, dogs chase cars, but it doesn't mean they can drive. Yeah. He used to call her the old prune because of the wrinkles on her face. This is before facelifts. And she said they weren't wrinkles, they were all just laugh lines from so many years of seeing him naked. So I think you've got to recognise that your sense of humour just develops to a sharper degree as you get older. Another positive thing. I remember we lost my grandfather, true story, in a shopping centre in Sydney when I was about 5. That's what happens. You lose little people and you lose old people. And we had to report him missing. And when my grandmother was asked for a description, she said he's 6'2", thick black hair, dark brown eyes, and strong masculine features. Now, even at 5, I looked up, I said, that isn't Granddad. Granddad's short and doesn't have any hair. And she said, exactly, why would you want that back?
So strong, could carry us today.
On lead guitar, Angus, have fun. I know you girls like to keep us guessing about your age, and that's a very feminine thing to do. But men, just as a rule of thumb, if the woman says she's pushing 40, there's a good chance she's probably dragging it. Because women like to take 3 to 5 years off their real age, that's a fact. And those years are never lost. They put them onto the age of the other women around them. You don't have to try and guess the age of a man, of course. You can tell the age of a man from the height he wears his trousers. It's like ring barking on a tree. My 15-year-old Oliver, oh, he's a darling. They say that your child is guaranteed to embarrass you in public before they reach the age of 5. So if you've got young ones, put that in your diary before the age of 5. For me, it happened in Sydney. I was checking into the Ritz-Carlton, true story, in Double Bay there, and Oliver was about 5, and the duty manager was checking us in, and Oliver looked up and he saw the Lion Crest logo above the reception area, and he said, we've stayed here before. And I was really proud. And I said, yes, we have. How do you know that? He said, because we've got that picture on our towels at home. Shut up, Oliver. I said, obviously the kid's delirious on asthma medication. Anyway, Oliver likes to wear his pants halfway down his backside. Right? It's a battle for me to try and get them up. At 45, mine are here. Right? It's a battle for me to try and get them down any lower than that, even though he'd like them. And whilst I'm not there yet, I remember being 4 or 5 and proudly looking up at my grandfather, and he always seemed to have his pants strapped securely right across his chest. And if it is true that the older we get, the higher our pants go, I can't wait to be so old. I've got to walk around with my fly undone just to see where I'm going. Good night, everybody. God bless you. Thank you for the invitation again this year.